I was out with the Motorola phone camera combination. I really hadn't done much with it. A couple of weeks ago, I got it working again by paying the bill. There's a video on how much fun that was. And now I can use it as a camera. Well, I'm a little concerned that there's so much that depends on that camera. It is also the interface for the drone. I have a DJI Mavic Mini, which is a very capable camera platform, and I might do some videos with that. But it is that. It is the phone that connects me to all the banks and with YouTube also. That's very important. And it's another camera. So it's a lot of stuff in one. So I was in town the other day testing it, learning how to use the video portion of it because I hadn't paid any attention to it. And I never had a cell phone before. I got this one because I had to last year to sell stuff in the States. But I managed to find a selfie stick that would let the camera safely be mounted on a regular tripod. So I took it down to the fountain in the middle of town, a little park in front of the church, and just set it there and just caught people walking around and kids playing and the ambiance, the general scene of an afternoon in Vilcabamba. And that worked out good. I've got thoughts also right now about another channel. This one was experimental just to try stuff out and to get used to the equipment and editing and all that crapola. But I think I'm getting more and more interested in going back to my hobby of electronics, which is building things and making circuits work and all of that, and making tutorials on the basic hobby electronics and the basic math that you might use in an electronics hobby. And I got a ton of parts I brought down from the States. I left a lot of stuff up there, but I have a lot of electronic parts here, so we might do that as well. One of the things about that is the various niches here on YouTube are more or less lucrative based on the interest that an advertiser would have with that particular demographic. And the thing with the electronics is there's a pretty good level of advertiser involvement with it. There's a few freebies and sponsorships and that sort of thing. And it's a passion for those of us nerds who play around with it. And I've been doing that since I was a kid. When I was like 12, 13 years old, I was taking apart old TV sets and turning them into radio transmitters, which back when the vacuum tube was the heart of the television, there was a lot of high power stuff in there, and you could make a pretty good radio transmitter out of one. But things have gotten a lot smaller and use a lot less power now. So that's something I might do. And the thing there is I've got to rig up the cameras. I might even have to get another telephone because I need one looking at the little electronics board, which is kind of small, so I can point things out on that. I need one looking at the oscilloscope so I can show what the signals and voltages look like. And maybe another one looking at the power supply, see what voltage is being put into it. I have to remind myself how daunting, how frustrating it can be for somebody that's just coming into it cold. They've got an interest, but they've got zero experience in electronics. And because it was my hobby, back when I was 12 and 13 and continuously since then, I taught myself quite a bit, and that's how I made my living. That's how I made my retirement. My Social Security thing was from having practical experience in electronics. And I say practical because it's a lot more useful when you go to work for a company and they need a tester or something. Well, I was building stuff when I was a child, a teenager. So I didn't have any trouble doing it, using all the tools, everything else, and doing the soldering correctly. So all the real stuff I did. I'm a little weak on the mathematics. Not that weak, but anyway, enough to get somebody started and encourage them too. So we might do that. I'm right at the point of 3 months. I started at the end of January here on YouTube. And I don't know, I'll have to look at some of the old ones to see objectively or subjectively if I did get better or have gotten better. All the gurus say, yeah, you're going to cringe when you see yourself before. But I have been on microphone. I was a radio announcer, DJ for a while, in the 80s mostly. And nobody works in a radio station anymore. It's all done by robots. And I'm sure the voices are done by more and more by robots. But that's not the biggest part. The equipment, the camera, being on the microphone. The biggest thing is understanding the audience. And I won't even say understanding the algorithm. The algorithm is just reporting on something. YouTube's gone through an awful lot of trouble to come up with a tool, the algorithm, which will examine the behavior of the audience and the creators, or what they're doing, how they're interacting, how the product that we creators make is engaging the audience, because that's their bread and butter, literally. That's what advertisers want to know. They say, you can deliver me all of these folks who are interested in the electronics hobby, and those are the people I want to try to sell stuff to. So it's a good thing all the way around. The suppliers in the electronics industry are very They're very welcome by the experimenters, because they'll have a new part or something, or they'll help. They go to a lot of trouble to make it so people can use it. So that's a possibility. But like I said, I've got to rig up cameras and tripods and fixtures, actually, so that I'm not going to carry a camera around and point it at this and then point it at that. It needs to be pointed generally in the right direction. And then there's the lighting for all of that. I mean, these things are the integrated circuit's this long. And, there's a bunch of them in there, and there's a lot of wires. I'll probably have to clean up my wiring, because I usually just let it go everywhere. But ought to get new people off to a good start. 3 months of trying to figure out what it is the audience wants. But I haven't been going after. It's good to get the views. It's good to get the subscriptions and all of that. It's a validation of what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. But I'm not trying to make a living at it. I don't have to. But certainly if you sit down to penny ante poker, it's a game, but those pennies are what tells you if you're playing a good hand. So I'd be interested in that. And that's pretty much it. I'm going to probably throw myself into a video taken in the park in the middle of town, just because I can. This CapCut, I got to plug CapCut. I'm using their free version, and if they have more bells and whistles on the subscription version, I'd be really impressed, because it's a very capable editor. Maybe they'll give me one free for endorsing it. Now, if you're considering getting a video editor, and maybe you're not happy with the one you got, I'd say get CapCut. It didn't take me that long to get to use it, and I'm constantly finding new things it can do. We got a green screen pretty soon, as soon as we build it mechanically. I've got the fabric, and that opens up a bunch of possibilities. Here's another. Oh, okay, he didn't come down. We get motorcycles under the window a lot. I'm in Vilcabamba in southern Ecuador, in case I never mentioned that before. We're right at 10 minutes, so you take care, have a good week, and we'll see you later. Ciao. Hey, this would be a really good time for you to hit that subscribe button if you would, And also, thumbs up wouldn't hurt. And I appreciate it. Take care.